The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace on Tuesday. And I had to really stare hard at the calendar to make sure I was right. I got confused as to what day of the week today was.
I know. It confused me, too, because I was thinking it was Monday. I don't know why.
I had Wednesday in my head, so we would have both been wrong.
I mean, I knew I was here yesterday, but I guess this morning.
So have you ever missed appointments because you honestly thought that it was a different day of the week? I've done that several times.
No, but I have messed up an appointment, customer-wise, thinking that I was writing it on the right day and I wrote it on the wrong day.
Yeah.
Or like on her card or something, I wrote the wrong day. I don't know.
Ain't good, is it?
No, it is not good. It messes you all up when they show up and you're like, what are you doing here?
And it's like, whoops.
I know.
Mark it on your calendars. We're already getting this from the National Weather Service, so it pretty much means business if we get notified this early. We got severe weather moving into the forecast on Wednesday afternoon. As we pull this up, this is going to take all the way from Vicksburg all the way across Bama, right up to the Georgia line, this area here. We got a level 2 coming on Thursday. Now, we're expecting damaging winds to be involved with this, 60 to 70 miles an hour. No tornadoes, but still the same. When you get weather like that, it can be serious. As you know, we had one a few weeks back to where it knocked out power for hours, and it was projected as a 1. So this is a little bit more serious of a storm, but no tornadoes. And it will be late in the evening, say 5-ish through dark 30 into those evening hours. We'll be here to go live should it threaten you. You can follow us when storms break out, Scotty Ray Report on Facebook, or you can join us on YouTube, and we're live on all of those to where you can follow it. Should it become even more severe, we'll go live on television to let you know, but we're always live here on Facebook, so you can track it. If the cloud looks kind of squirrely outside, check in with us. We might have something for you.
Right.
So what's the big plans for you today?
I just work. That's it.
We got to get some
Grocery
excitement
store.
in your life.
I know. I do not want to go get groceries today, but that's
always
a
fun
must. I know.
because you get to run into neighbors and you forget what you went to get.
I know. That's usually the case. I'll forget something or be at the register and realize you forgot something after you've stood in line for like 10 minutes.
I run into more people out to Piggly Wiggly than you can shake a stick at. I hadn't seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
Looking
It's
for
always
that,
good to see people, though.
grabbing a gallon of milk, and we all know how that is.
Yeah.
Hardy, as we said, today is Tuesday, July the 19th. I want to remind you, if you're getting ready for the Neshoba County Fair, which is going to start on Friday, starting on Thursday, to get inside to the cabin, if you don't have a parking permit on that windshield, they're not going to let you in. So make sure that you're prepared for the fair and you've got everything that you've got. Of course, next week, I think it's usually generally Wednesday that is Meridian Day, and the different days, and all the public speaking in the sights of the fair and everything.
That's right.
Not to mention the great red dirt that you could never get out of your shoes and
I
outfit.
was going to say, get your mud boots ready because you might need them at the end of this week.
I have attended that for quite some time, so many years there. Hope you enjoyed if you're going, and it's always better if you have your very own cabin.
Right. It's either dusty or it's muddy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the two. So just be prepared. You know, don't wear your good shoes for sure.
And concerts are back. We'll look into the entertainment schedule, what's coming up for the fair next week. Hope you enjoy it. And, of course, the giant chair race will return. Who's the fastest? Who's the quickest?
That's right.
I cannot attend that anymore. I'm not that swift.
I never did that.
You didn't?
I never did the chair race thing. It's been a long time since I've even been, but I used to love the horse races, though, to go watch those.
Those are there, and of course, but the chair race is really the entertainment of anything that goes on all week.
So I wonder if somebody don't get hurt, really.
I think there's been 2 or 3 trampled before.
I know.
I'm
I
actually
can imagine.
shocked they still do that in today's time
Yeah.
of the way the world has turned out to be.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think nowadays somebody'd pick a chair up and pop somebody with it.
You never know. You
Let's
never know.
hope that don't happen. Everybody stay cordial.
As we look around the area yesterday, we did have a report of one gunshot. We'll go out to Highway 19. This is where this was reported yesterday afternoon. And again, no one was hurt, no one was injured, but this was up in this area here before you get to 65th Avenue, out to the west of there and south of 65th, in that area right there. Again, no one was hurt. To my knowledge, there was no damage done. But somebody did hear it, and it was reported to the Popo. Can you say Popo?
I guess you can. I don't know. Everything's abbreviated nowadays, so I don't know why not.
I've heard that for quite some time, and I'm not sure why it's called that, but I have heard that. So
Right.
there you go. A lot of folks getting up and stirring today. Ricky Bishop, good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning, Alicia Fisher. Good morning to you. Denise Burnside, Linda Lunsford. Good morning, Ricky Bishop. You just said
Right, it is
Watching.
Thursday. Did I say Wednesday? It is Thursday that the severe weather is coming. Did I?
you said Wednesday at one time, but you corrected and it
Okay.
was Thursday. It is Thursday, right?
Yeah, the bad weather. Sometimes I say stuff and get out of hand there, making sure I'm on track there.
Yeah. Good morning to Erica Saunders and Bill Reinhardt's watching us from DeKalb, Mississippi.
Always a lot going on in the cab there at the four-way stop. Things just not as fun as they used to be since they took away the one red light they had.
Oh, they took it away?
It's gone.
Oh, goodness.
Moved it right on over to the Kemper County Museum. Now it's a four-way stop. Just did the same.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All missing there on that corner. And as a kid, they used to take motor oil and dump on the hill. And when somebody would stop at the red light to take off, they couldn't move and sit there and spin the tires. Yes, half of Kemper County remembers those days. As we look at this, and I urge you, if you live out in the northeast area, to check your cars this morning. If you hadn't thought about it and you left your car door open, you could be missing a few things. I got several reports of people saying, saw some people pass by on camera, some activity. And this would, let me pull this up where you can get a good look at this, a bird's eye view of where all of this went on last night. Subdivisions, anywhere around Northeast High School, that area, Van Zyverden Road. Right in this area, we had reports of people going from car to car, opening doors, seeing what they could find and locate.
Yeah, that's like Eagle Point area, right?
Well, this is Van Zyverden Road. This is Highway 39. I think it does connect into Eagle Point now.
Yeah.
This was on the back side of this on Van Zyverden Road. Here sits Van Zyverden. Here's the four-way stop. And right down from there, Northeast High School sits over here.
Yeah.
But if you're in this area there, check your cars. Make sure that you're not missing something, and call the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department if you are missing something. They need all the information they can to catch the bad guys.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, they seem like they're on the move all the time.
Oh, they are.
Now, yeah.
Now, I have not gotten enough on this to go into full detail of what was taken, what was done, but I have gotten reports that we had two more stores, and I nicknamed these guys the Newport Power Bandits because they were at 10 the last time they hit the Sunoco store out in the Center Hill area.
Yeah.
They've hit two more stores, or at least it's the same M.O. I have not talked to the store owners or anybody that worked there yet to see what was taken. One of the stores, I'm not totally sure they knocked all the power out, but they did attempt it. One would be in the Tumsuba area there. Let me see my notes here that I've got this morning. In the 3500 block of Highway 11 and 80 there in Tumsuba. That store was hit around 4:15 a.m. So if you happen to be up early going to work, maybe you got a camera on that road, notice something.
Yeah.
Let them know. Also, Daleville, as we go north, as far north as you can go in Lauderdale County, this would be at the 11,000 block, Highway 39. No way to hide this. There's not a lot of things in Daleville. It would be, let me think, one store.
The Daleville store?
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
no other stores there. But it also was hit by these folks. Now, again, I have not spoken to management or store owners yet to find out what was taken, but they did hit it the same MO. They knock out the power and then the front door and go into the stores. That would put, that we know of, at about 12.
Okay.
12 stores that have been hit by these folks.
So none of the cameras, I guess, from the stores have picked up anything?
Yeah, I think they have gotten
Okay.
it. We
'Cause
know
I was thinking, usually there's a backup.
Yeah, battery backup.
Yeah.
Roughly what I'm being told by different people, there's 4 people in this group, usually a van associated with it. Now, I'm unsure whether the van drops them off and there's an extra person that does the driving, or they just park right out front and are bold.
Right.
That I'm unsure of. But if you know something, see something, contact the police. They sure would like to know more about that.
Yeah.
As things
I'd love to know
happen.
what the van looks like.
Yeah, maybe we'll get us a picture before long that we can
Yeah.
share. We go to Clarke County, and this is one of those situations. It's just, and as I mentioned a few months back, I had 2 family members in my little small community on one on my side, one on my wife's family, that you hadn't heard from somebody in a while. And police are called and they go to check on them, make sure everything's okay. And we had that incident yesterday in Clarke County, as far south as you can go in Shibuya. They checked on someone, and it was a drowning vehicle, drowning victim, as I try to get that out right.
Yeah.
And it involved a creek. They had either stumbled in and drowned in a creek. From what I'm told, possibly a truck got stuck. They were walking back and fell in and drowned. Condolences goes out to that family.
Yes,
Check on your family members. It's so sad when something like that happens. There's no words that you can say. And, you know, this was brought up to me the other day. When somebody loses their spouse, they've been married for, what do you say? There's nothing really comforting you can say.
Yeah,
we try.
Yeah, it is hard to find the words to comfort somebody when something like that happens. It really is, because that's, you know, when you become a couple, even if you're not married and you become a couple, that person, it just seems like they're a part of your life, and you just feel like that part's missing.
It's taken from you.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to adjust. You know, very hard to adjust.
And as you go back and, you know, and I think of, while we're talking about this, Alan Jackson's Monday Morning Church, where if you listen to the words to the song, it was written about a man that loses his spouse, and he's angry at God, and his heart's as lonely as a Monday morning church. And it just really hits home of how you feel. The piano is still laying there just the way she left it. Her Bible's on the table.
Yeah. When you lose somebody like that, I mean, and anybody that you lose, you go through these, like a river of emotions. I mean, you know, you go through the the shock, the sadness, the anger, and then sadness again. You know, it is a river of emotions, and it's very hard. Really, the only thing you can do is just be there for somebody. You know, if they do want to talk, be there for them. But we do wish that family condolences, because I know that is a very hard thing that they're going through.
But, you know, like I said, my point on that is awkward. And whatever you say, you're trying your best to.
Right.
Because I've been in that situation and really not knowing what to say. And you always pray that God gives you the guidance to make somebody feel better.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So much more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace as we try to brighten your day. We'll get off of the depressing subjects. It's a part of life. We try to address what happens in life, what happens in our community as well.
Right.
Join us. It's all here with Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. California strawberries, 2 for $5. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Vidalia onions, a 3-pound bag, only $3.99. Heinz tomato ketchup, 32-ounce, $3.49. Boneless whole pork loin, $1.79 a pound. And boneless center-cut pork chops family pack, $2.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Storm shelters are wonderful. They'll help you out there if you need one. As we brought up the Neshoba County Fair, it's always a lot of fun. It's muddy and dusty. And as we mentioned a moment ago, Meridian, it's just a common thing across the state of Mississippi of people breaking into cars, especially if you leave them open. As I spoke with Eric in Neshoba County, they've put a stop to this. They've arrested 4 people in Neshoba County for trying to break into cars, or actually they did it at the Neshoba County Fair.
Yeah.
They've arrested 4 people and put them behind bars for doing this. And he wants everybody to know that they're on this. They've worked very hard behind the scenes to solve the case. Eric Clark's all on this, and got a lot of help from the security there that helped put these folks behind bars. They are been transferred to the Winston County Neshoba jail at this point. That's where they are under another arrest. As soon as they get out from that, they're going to be charged from Neshoba County. But they're taken off the street. A lot of fun going to go on this week at the Neshoba County Fair, and that's what they're there to ensure that. So somebody else goes to jail.
It's getting to where you feel you don't feel safe parking your car anywhere.
Make sure to lock it. That increases your odds. You got to remember, the world is full of a lot of lazy people.
Yeah,
even criminals are lazy, and if they don't have to put in a lot of effort, they don't go that extra mile.
Well, yesterday we took the boat out for just a little while yesterday evening, and it just made me uneasy about even parking the truck up there at the boat ramp, because not long ago I heard of somebody that was fishing on the lake and got their catalytic converter cut off while they were out on the lake somewhere. So,
let me ask you this, Candace. What are the 2 happiest times of a boat owner?
When they buy it and when they sell it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it was nice though yesterday. It was a smooth lake, it was.
I have had so many people tell me that. Man, I was happy that day I bought it. Second day was when I sold it. I just, at this point, don't have the time to go boating.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this will slow down one day and we'll have a lot more help. But right now, I don't quite have the time to go out and do what I want.
Right.
We'll hope that happens.
But what I was getting at the thieves,
Oh.
they're active everywhere. You can't even go fishing sometimes. You got to come back and
Now, I haven't heard of anybody yet be robbed on the water like they're robbing real estate.
Bandits, water bandits.
You never know.
Yeah.
People, they get braver and braver. And it's because of our system. What does this? Because, they know there's not really consequences. They don't do that in some countries.
No, they don't. They don't put up with a lot of stuff.
They know what will happen to them. We've gotten to be a very lenient nation.
Yeah.
It's okay to disagree, but never to cross a line. And so many times now in America, we're seeing that line drawn.
We need some harder consequences.
We do. Let's go to Jackson, Mississippi, and talk about the abortion clinic, of what's going on there. We find out that the abortion clinic has been sold. So no matter what, with this lawsuit that is going on over what happened in '98 in the state's constitution, all of the equipment has been moved to New Mexico. They're opening a new clinic there, and the property in Jackson, Mississippi has now been sold, so it will no longer be a clinic. I don't know what will go there. I would feel kind of strange going into that location after all that's gone on there, but it has been sold, and that's the latest that we've got on the pink building from Jackson, Mississippi. We'll watch the case and let you know what comes out there. I brought this up early this morning, but be careful who you argue with as we bring up consequences. Some people really go to the extreme when they want to get paid over something, and they feel like you're not paying quick enough. Most instances, it's a 30-day wait, except for, mowing grass. You normally get paid when you get done.
Right.
Let's go to Covington County, Mississippi, as a guy cut an elderly lady's grass a couple days before and come back by to get the money. They had word, so she calls grandson outside to the porch. Well, old boy that cut the grass has a pistol and a knife. He just reached out and stabbed the grandson. He's in the jailhouse now and can no longer cut grass now to make a living.
Is the grandson okay?
Yeah, he's going to be all right. They rushed him to the hospital, but he did get stabbed. It's kind of like the forking we had in Lauderdale County the other night.
Yeah, crazy.
2 people got to arguing and
stabbed somebody with a fork.
It just shows that people will use any means necessary. But over grass, I mean, come on.
Sorry.
Grass is not that big a deal. Gas is climbing. I guess it's just reached an all-new level of what are we going to do when it comes to the grass thing. This is one of those things that happened on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. There was a wreck down there. 5 cars were involved. We had 2 people that were killed in it. I think it was a mother and daughter team. It was all caused by somebody drinking and driving. They fled the scene. They have found out who he is, and they have made an arrest.
Well, thank goodness they found him.
Joseph Nangle, 43, in Ocean Springs, was arrested. Aggravated DUI. That's just, we hate that.
That's awful.
Senseless to ever get behind a wheel when you've been drinking and driving.
Or a boat. Anything.
And and that brings to mind, and y'all all know this, because we had Ward Calhoun on here one morning to where with the state, whenever you do checkpoints, you have to notify that we're going to do X amount in a year, so many. And then if you don't do that, people can sue counties and states because they weren't notified. Come on.
Right.
If you're drinking and driving, you should go to jail. And just you hurt others.
Because it's just a matter of time until you do hurt somebody, just because you've,
And I brought this up this morning of frivolous lawsuits, and I think our nation is just flooded. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong, to where our nation, our court systems are are bubbling over with frivolous lawsuits that don't amount to anything. A lady this week sued a man because he canceled a date. He didn't show up to pick her up. Now, of course, she had already done her hair. And as you dig deeper into her past, she's sued AT&T and multiple other people that have been thrown out of court.
Yeah.
And she said it was distraughtness that brought her to sue this man. And he just said it was a Zoom meeting, and he just shook his head. He thought the case would be dropped. It's been handed now to another court as her fight to sue him. She's suing him for $10,000.
Why don't they just say to these kind of people that do stuff like that, like, just, you're wasting our time.
And they should.
You're wasting our time. You're wasting money. Go on about your business.
He could have bought her a steak and saved all his attorney fees and said, here, just go away.
Yeah.
But really, when you break a date, do you expect to be sued over it because you didn't pick them up?
I wouldn't think so. That's crazy.
I only bailed on one when I was a teenager that I remember.
Did you?
I just couldn't bring myself to go. The more I thought about that, I thought, I don't need to do that.
Yeah. You see in the movies where these women will get a phone call when they're on a bad date.
Yeah.
Or go to the bathroom, never come back.
Yeah. Can they
that
sue?
would be bad. I don't know.
Can they sue over that?
I don't know. That'd be bad.
Bill said love hurts. I think there's been a song or two written about that.
It is.
We want to remind you about the tax-free weekend that is coming up next weekend for school supplies. If you've got kids, it'll be July 29th and 30th in the state of Mississippi, where you save that $100 and below counts for it. If it crosses over 100, it does not qualify.
Okay.
So make sure anything you buy qualifies for that. Now, you can buy as much as you want, but per item, it cannot cross that $100 mark.
And I don't know if the schools are still doing the already made up supply boxes. That's a good thing too, that you can purchase from the schools if they're doing that.
Seems like, and I've got to dig into this, that somewhere in Lauderdale County they're going to do a fundraiser. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, to where they're collecting school supplies outside of Stuff the Bus. I think there's another one that's maybe at City Hall.
I'm going to find out about that because I'd like to know too. But a lot of times the schools in the past years have already made up boxes, and the parents can purchase those. But instead of the parents going to Walmart or wherever, and wherever stores
save you
and buying
time.
it. Yeah, it does save time. So I'm gonna find out about it, and I will let y'all know.
I touched on this a little bit this morning. If you're watching me and you're on a fixed income, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. As they got the first little bump since the 80s in Social Security, well, what that did was bring your tax higher, so you got taxed more. So at the end of the day, you get absolutely nothing more. If anything, you lose money on the little bit of amount that the government has given you. At what point do we keep giving? And this is not, I don't want to sound like a naysayer. I believe in helping people that are down, other countries that need help. But so often we sit back and see billions of dollars sent to other countries when we have people in our own country that need help, that barely get by on $1,000 a month. Our veterans are starving. They have no place to live, but yet we give all of our wealth to other people that are unappreciative. How and why did all of this happen?
I don't know, but I did read on the Social Security thing. Certain states are going to be taxed on Social Security. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the tax.
There's only certain states that they're doing that to. Not all the states are doing it. Mississippi, I don't think, is doing it. But I want to say Montana is. There's a list of them. So you can pull it up.
Get more into that. I'm not familiar with the list. I'll have to take a look at that.
I'll have to look too. But I read it the other day. But yeah, that's a number of states that are taxing Social Security. So I know some people that just moved to Montana. They might be don't want to move back to Mississippi because they're retired.
Did you mention to them they're going to be alone? There's absolutely nobody else out there for miles.
I think they have family out there. I think they have family.
That would be tough. We complain about our area about having to drive 10 minutes to a store. Go on out there. Ain't nothing.
I bet it's pretty though.
Oh, it's beautiful, but
country.
It just ain't a lot in between stops. That little electric car may leave you there.
Yeah.
Just letting you know there. Elon Musk looks like he's going to countersue on Twitter. No word yet that if he will win or not. And we also asked Elon, let's go ahead and pull up our next picture. Please don't go out in public like this anymore. There's Elon. That comes to you from Daily Mail if you wanted to see what Elon looks without a shirt on.
Goodness.
The man of the hour.
Never
Oof.
seen sunshine, I don't think.
And I got the farmer's tan. I'm not going to lie. From here up, I'm solid white. I think there's a lot of folks that probably have that.
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys that work outside a lot and stuff like that, they got that.
And, you know, as people making comments about the taxes, I think it works in the state of Mississippi like on your home. You're not taxed on your first $250,000. They value your home. But with the rising cost of things and they reevaluate everything, they're making your land and your home worth more, and then you'll be paying taxes again. Something to think of as you get older.
Yeah.
I know the younger generation thinks, oh, that's years off, but it will be there before you know it. If you're fortunate enough, if God blesses you to let you be around.
Yeah.
Something to think on there.
I did
Biden?
hear where, like, homes, like the cost of homes are going up as far as the payments and stuff with the interest rates climbing.
Oh, well,
too.
as we talk about that, I read where and get this now, I remember as a kid riding with my daddy to buy cars, and of course times have changed, but the average car being $2,500. Now they're anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 to $80,000. The average cost, this is why some people just can't get new cars anymore. The average cost of a car payment now is $1,000 a month. $1,000. And then half of those cars, American made, or they're made in Mexico and other states, other countries.
Right. And then I was listening to the news the other morning, and they were talking about electric cars, how they're, the government's wanting everybody to go to electric cars. Well, the cost of an electric car monthly, they were saying, would be an average of maybe $800 a month. I mean, who can do that?
They're expensive.
Not everybody can afford to.
Makes you hold on to those older models a little bit longer than you wanted to.
I guess I know now why they looked at me crazy when I was like looking for my little Honda that I bought.
Yeah.
I went around and I was like, I'm not spending any more than this, because I had it in my mind. I'm like, I'm going out, I'm buying this car by myself, years ago. I was like, I'm not spending above this. If it was $5 above it, I wasn't going over it. I mean, I was dead set. But it was a small amount, and I know now why they're like, what do you expect us to give you, lady?
There's no such thing as a $200 car payment anymore,
At
least not on a new one.
Right.
But I remember back, Angie's first car that when we got married, I think it was $230. My Toyota truck in '88 was $180 a month.
Well, I think I'd set it at $400 a month. I'm not going over $400 a month, because that's what I was used to paying.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
William Beckham points out he got a Social Security raise of $5, and then they turned around and raised his insurance to $7 a month. So his little raise cost him $2 more a month. It's a good point. Boy, oh boy. Biden's poll numbers keep shrinking. Why? Well, the inflation that he has caused. He has the lowest approval rating of any president at this point, 38%. Not looking good there, Joe. But he thinks he can run and still be elected. Really, if it was to happen now.
He probably thinks it's Saturday, too.
There's a good chance of that. I just, they just don't see what the rest of the nation, and it's on both sides of the fence. It's not just Democrats, it's Republicans as well. Maybe they start out well, they mean well. Once they get to Washington, they sort of forget who sent them and what they're supposed to vote for. It's the good old boy system behind the doors, to where on TV they come out and they yell at one another. They close the door and they go, all right, how can you make money? How can I make money?
Well, it's the same thing with lawyers, too, a lot of times. Not always, but something, I've heard that, too, with, like, lawyers, not just politicians,
Well, lawyers, they get together and they stretch a case out where you can get more hours.
Right.
I think everybody knows that. And then you get into a politician that maybe makes $90,000 to $100,000 a year. How at the end of your term can you be a multimillionaire? Doesn't add up, does it?
I know.
It just sounds like other things happen.
And some people get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and never do anything. They just sit there and take up space.
Bill says he's been working on his PT Cruiser to save gas over his Harley Davidson F-150. Those, who's that? Oh yeah, Debbie texted me, said that she was making fun of last week. Her husband's car, that's a 2000 model, has a 46-gallon tank on it. Go fill that up. See how you feel. The most I had a truck that had a 36-gallon tank.
Yeah, I think how many gallons? I think it was $70-something to put 15 gallons of gas yesterday in a boat.
Quickly adds up there.
Yeah. Crazy.
Y'all keep that in mind. We've got so much more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace, who want you to be a part of what's happening. Good morning.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Tuesday. We hope you got a smile and that everything's going to go well.
Yes.
Next best time to go fishing, I made a note, was this afternoon about 6:30 if you've got to go, since you brought up boats there.
Right.
Late in the afternoon, it should be good. Okay, I'm going to quiz Candace to see if she knows this. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. What's it have to do with?
Well, just
I'll tell you if I'm ready.
what a symbol means. Okay. As we look at this day, what happened on this day, we pull up a birthday today. I think y'all all have heard of this guy. Maybe you don't know him personally, but Sam Colt, the guy that invented the Colt rifles, Colt pistols, revolutionized, really changed the way guns were. What does it mean? You see his hand? Do you have any idea what that means with his hand inside his shirt? This is a test.
What does that mean?
I read up on this because I kept seeing so many people that had their hand inside their shirt. I thought, what is that? It meant they were a Freemason.
Oh, okay.
There you go. If you see any old pictures around, that was a common thing that meant that they were a Mason.
Huh.
Thought
I
you
did
might
not
want to
know
know
that.
I learned on that too.
Right.
Hadn't known that very long. But Sam Colt. It calmed the West, didn't it? Who remembers the song Abilene, prettiest town I've ever seen? George Hamilton was born on this date, 1962, and that was a big hit there. George may have done other songs, but that's the one that most everybody would know. To my knowledge, that song has never been recut before.
You ever been to Abilene?
I don't remember if I did.
I think we come through Abilene going to New Mexico. I'm pretty sure.
New Mexico. It was 1941. This date would change your childhood, and each of us have enjoyed it ever since. It was the first time they got their own TV show named after him. Who was it? Tom and Jerry. They had made some cameo appearances, but starting on this day in 41, they would be better known as Tom and Jerry. And they were good. They played well together, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I'm surprised they haven't banned it, though. Yeah.
I almost had us
reason.
Elvis here this morning. I think he's coming next week to do us a few songs to do it. But today was the day. We talked about it being recorded last week, but it officially went to radio stations on this date back in 1954 when That's All Right Mama was shipped out nationwide and would fast become a big hit. But I think Elvis is going to come join us next week and sing for us. I'll keep y'all posted on that. You be thinking what Elvis song you want to hear.
Okay.
Let's see. 1975, we would lose a legend. She walks East Hill in a long black veil. I never go around mirrors. Lefty Frizzell passed away on this date. Boy, he'd done so many songs. He influenced so many people in the country music world. He was a big icon. Never has he been replaced either. Anybody know, if I tell you the name Benedict Cumberbatch, do you know that?
I've heard it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was the guy that played, they did this in England, and I've watched the series pretty good there. Watson, Sherlock Holmes. He played Sherlock Holmes. Each episode was like 3.5 hours long, each show, instead of it being an hour. And they only done like 5 shows a year. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but it was an interesting show, a different take on Sherlock. He's been in all kinds of other movies.
That's a long name. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. He was also, I forget the name of the show. I'm going to hush. I won't be able to remember it. 1980, this is one of the most impressive songs by Dolly I've ever heard. I wouldn't say that it is the most recognizable, but it was number one on this date. It actually released and went on to become number one. Who remembers Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You? Do you know the song?
I don't think I do.
Oh, Dolly is
I've heard that.
such a writer. She goes somewhere with either her husband or boyfriend and catches somebody she used to date, and it sparked that eye. And she said just for that moment she went back in time and she fell in love with him again. But then she comes back to reality and realizes whoever she's with at the moment is a better choice.
Right.
Probably happened before. Sometimes you see them in stores and you want to run. Wow, it's them again.
Kind of the Garth Brooks song.
Yeah.
Thank God for unanswered prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you had to pray double. Lord
Or
help me.
God's greatest gift, excuse me.
Yeah,
Unanswered prayers.
sometimes it is a gift there.
It is.
Don't let this next song, when it was released on this, it actually went number one. Don't get confused with Hank Williams because it's not it. It's all about a woman who thinks something's going on, that maybe that he's fooling around. So she jumps in her car and passes by, and whoop, she sees the light on. It went number one. Winona had the number one song on this date. I saw the light on. You remember that one?
Yeah, where she says, I saw the light in your window tonight.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, boy. Getting busted there.
I was thinking Brooks and Dunn when I saw the light. You know that one?
I saw the light. I've been baptized by the fire in your eyes.
Yeah.
1994, and this was released on this date, and why did it click so good? There was so many divorced couples. You know how this works. If you'll go back and you think of, he got his Doug Supernaw, who got served his child support while he was in Mississippi. He had that song, Reno, if you remember all that.
Yeah.
I Don't Call Him Daddy. Remember that? It was about a guy that his son is calling somebody else daddy. But Toby Keith had a song that came out on this date called Who's That Man? Running My Life. And basically, it was a guy that passes by his house and someone else is filling his space, being the daddy. And so many Americans.
That's got to be hard.
Oh, it does. Who's that man running my life? 2011, this was released at the, and I was shocked just how good the movie was. Who went out and watched in 2011 Captain America? It was released on this date. And truly, that was a good movie if you want to watch it. Now, when they started mixing in the other comics in with that, it was not quite as good.
I've seen episodes of Captain America. I think they had like a TV show that was like a run of that.
Yeah.
Something to do with that, yeah.
The main character. And I always get so confused how people that are around guns and that makes their living, that publicly they come out and go they can't stand them. I just have never... If you're so against that, then don't take movie roles that involve you being the hero with a gun or any type thing. Be a MacGyver in life. Set an example if you really want to do that. Also, if you're in the climate change and you complain a lot, don't get on a plane. Don't drive a car. Just a small thought there. Oh, and also, if you don't like America, go ahead and move. We don't mind.
Yeah, that's right. We might even pitch in for a ticket.
There was some singer, and I brought that up because, and I don't know the group that was on national television this week complaining again about America and how if something happened, they were going to move. They all claim
I get so
it.
sick of hearing all that mess. Really. They're going to move.
They never
ain't
do.
going anywhere. You're going to sit there and complain.
I got a witness. Brick Gully says, you and I were standing there talking when Superdome, when he got served those papers.
Were you really?
Oh, absolutely. I was not
gosh.
joking.
Oh.
He got off the bus and a
I mean,
cop
how do you
walked
kind
up
of
and
brush
said,
that off?
he
Like,
said, are you Doug Superdome? Yes. Because, you have to identify.
yeah, I mean, how did he, was he embarrassed?
No, he had a bad taste in his mouth because he owed a lot of money for child support.
Oh, did y'all try to console him or anything?
Absolutely not.
You're like, buddy, we'll take you to dinner.
Nope. I stayed out of that.
off of it.
People get very angry over those situations.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
It was 2006, and you've seen this guy in a lot of movies. There was a TV show, and I think he got up for a Grammy or an Emmy or something. I get lost on which award show is which. But who remembers the TV show Crazy Like a Fox?
I do.
This guy, he's been in a lot of movies, but he passed away on this date back in 2006. Jack Warden
I'm
was
just
his
trying
name.
to think of what all he did play on. like movie-wise.
Movies, and he was even premiered in several TV shows there. And I should have wrote all that down where I remember it.
He wasn't in Christmas Vacation or anything, was he?
It's
I want to
possible.
say he was maybe in one of the, like, 16 Candles or
16 Candles, I think he was.
Was he like the granddaddy, one of the granddaddies or something?
That's very possible. Maybe even in that one where the kid got his driver's license and tore up the caddy. Was he in that one?
I don't know.
Anyway, also, we lost another great on this day. I really like this. He started out by being Brett Maverick. He would be in The Notebook. He would be in so many things. One of my favorite detective shows, Rockford Files. We lost James Gardner. What was it? Support Your Local Sheriff, the comedies? He was really good. One of the greatest actors that this nation has ever seen.
Yeah, he was really good. And I love The Notebook. I mean, you just can't beat that movie.
For a chick flick, it ranks right up there.
Yes.
There's not many that I give thumbs up on, but that was one of them. There you go.
Yeah.
Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin your Tuesday, we'll be right back with more coming up.
It's Mike Rice here with Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale. We have just signed the contract on the High Cotton Marketplace in Waynesboro, Mississippi. We've got a great auction lined up for you for July the 23rd. It'll be an online and in-person auction, so you can check out www.mikericeauctions.highbid.com. But majority of this stuff will be sold in person. It'll be an absolute auction, which means everything will go to the highest bidder. Mike Rice here with Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale. We'll see you guys Saturday, July 23rd.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions.
Hey, if your air conditioner is not working great today, drop in the Lauderdale County Farm Supply and just hang around for a little while. They got great air conditioning.
Yeah, they do.
It's been there since 1932. From T-shirts to, well, we can just move right on along if you want to go fishing this afternoon. See what they got, from Zebco reels to any type of lure that you may need. They've got plenty of sod and things to make your yard look better. Even the patio furniture. If you need a little knick-knack for your yard, it's there for you. A coffee table to go outside, and your flowers and things that give you curb appeal. Yes, I know those words. It's tough for me, but they've got it. Flowers and a whole lot more when it comes to the inside. If you need a cool shirt to wear, or maybe a pair of overalls, they got that. Some working clothes, ball cap, and a whole lot more, including comfortable shoes and work boots that make it easy to work for that working man or woman. They got those also there. From pet supplies all the way to taking care of your horse and cattle to sweet feed and a whole lot more. Guns, ammo, scopes, binoculars, it's there. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151, right off the interstate. Drop in and visit with them. We'll be glad that you did there. Scott, how are you today? Glad to see you up and stirring.
Yes.
So what's on your agenda today? Anything big that you've got to do?
I'm just working. That's it. And hopefully I won't get rained on trying to go get groceries this afternoon. So, but that's it. Just work. What you doing?
Work up here. We're going to keep track of what's going on around the nation. Make sure we're working on the studio. We're hopefully of this new. I know y'all have heard me talk about
That's
it,
a nonstop thing. It looks really nice though.
We're yay close to getting a new desk being built, and we got new cameras and we got new monitors rolling in, and hopefully
Bigger.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
You'll even have a refrigerator to store anything you want.
It's nice.
As we start looking at headlines across America, Daily Mail, and boy, I say this by saying they're just straight to the point. They're calling out cops as cowards, and they're the top 7 cowards. I won't even go into the names, but they've listed the guys from the shooting that happened in Texas, and they're calling them by name. This guy done this, he done nothing. Even the guy the hand sanitizer cop, they've nicknamed him. Washes his hands, does nothing to protect the children. They're very to the point and calling all of those men cowards for not doing their job.
You know, when I watched the video, I think I mentioned this yesterday, there was a couple of guys, I guess they were cops, they were trying to get through to go in there.
They were stopped.
And they were stopped by the guy that was standing there, like just kind of holding everybody off. And you could hear the gunshots in the background of the video the whole time.
It's disturbing. It's tough to watch.
Right. And, you know, I've heard people say that oh, this is why they did it, and this is why they might have done it, and all, you know, they might have been afraid that they were going to shoot a child instead of shooting the shooter. And I understand all that, but I don't understand why there couldn't have been a different, I mean, because it was plenty of time to where they could have, like somebody said, climbed through the ceiling or
It's called leadership.
gotten through, shot the door. And they said the door was locked. Well, blow the door up.
You can.
Blow it off. You know, I don't know. But I
But
don't know.
it boils down to leadership and being trained, knowing what to do when that situation happens. It's that simple. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people are put into roles that they really don't belong. And I think we'll find out in the end this was the case of he shouldn't have been in charge. Maybe a nice cop, maybe a good guy, I don't know. But
That would be an awful situation to be in, and I guess you can't really say what you would do if you weren't in the situation, you know. And then I heard somebody this morning say, well, if you weren't willing to do something like that, don't complain about it, you know. Which I guess is true. I mean, military, somebody was saying nobody should complain about how they handled it if they weren't willing to be in that situation.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would have been willing to be there.
I know the parents were even trying to get through to get their kids, and they were handcuffed
Well, you take the 22-year-old
and like
guy
sprayed
that
with
was
pepper spray or something. I don't.
that he stepped up in that food court and took out those people.
Right.
He got the call. He done what he thought was right.
It's a horrible situation, though. I mean, I feel for anybody that was in it, but it is disturbing to watch the video.
Donald Trump has arrived in New York City. Him and Melania, they are there as they get ready for the funeral tomorrow of his first wife, Ivana, who, as we learned, tripped and fell, and that's how she died.
Yes. Yeah, she was found at the bottom of the staircase, I think, at her
Swanky place.
her condo. That's awful.
They've seen Eric there. He was leaving with a bag. I'm telling you, press watches everything that you do when you're at that level of celebrity status. Is that the word for it? Probably pictures or something of his mama. This is horrible. We go to Florida to where an elderly lady fell into a pond. She was splashing trying to get out before she could make it out. 2 alligators found her. I don't know what to say over that.
That's awful.
Gators are dangerous.
They are. And everywhere, like in Florida down there, everywhere you go, there's signs that say, do not feed the wildlife. Do not, or be aware. At the campgrounds, there's signs, be aware of alligators.
What I don't understand, and again, I don't know what I'm fixing to ask, because I'm going to ask because I don't know. Why is it illegal not to take these critters out that are so harmful to society?
I don't know. Even if you have one in your pond
on
your personal property, you are not supposed to kill it.
I don't understand that.
Now, do people? I'm sure they do. And they just don't tell anybody.
That'd be the smart thing.
But like if you have a small child and you're worried about your child or something, and you have an alligator that is like stalking you, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. I don't understand that. I mean, you can call the game warden. We've done that twice. They've had to come get 2 alligators out of our pond. They've been little 4.5 foot ones, but they're still mean. And
I just look at it as this. It's kind of like overlooking crime, not doing anything about it. Before long, you've got a problem.
Yeah, you do.
I think we're headed toward that. D.C. is starting to complain. Why? Well, there's been so many buses being taken up there of illegal immigrants being dropped off in Washington. They say all their homeless shelters are filled now. They don't know what to do. Imagine how Texas feels.
Right.
More buses are headed that way as we speak now as they do that, and have arrested over 26,000 and took them back to the border. He's starting to do a little something there. We hope so. Yeah. You remember the people that just wouldn't take a job no matter what they were offered, just wouldn't work. No matter what it paid, they didn't want to work. They were getting paid to stay at home.
I think we see that every day.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to slow down. Goldman Sachs is starting to weed through employees that aren't doing their job very well for cutbacks. And I think you're going to see this all across the nation now. All of you that wouldn't work, well, there may not be a job for you now as the economy starts to slip. We didn't take advantage of what we had, and it wasn't used properly. Our nation's in a mess right now. We hope we survive through this. Best I can say about that. Remember the Stephen Colbert show, that nighttime show, where he sent his people to Washington? They were arrested for trespassing.
Right.
They've dropped all charges.
Huh.
Imagine that. He's very, very liberal.
Yeah.
Never really explained as to what they were up there doing, but they were trespassing. Charges have been dropped against them. Don't know what else to say about
Imagine that.
Yeah, maybe that's the word I was looking for. Mike Pence going against the grain again as he endorses a rival of Trump's in Arizona for governor. Now, I do think that Mike Pence is a nice fellow. I do. But I don't think he will ever dart the doors of the White House as president of the United States. I think somewhere in the back of his mind, he thinks he has a shot at it. And rumor is he may run. Running and getting it are two different things.
Yeah, I just don't think he is aggressive enough.
Right.
And he's just too quiet. I mean, he's just too. I don't know.
I think he's a good man. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's a bad person at all. I'm not. Just because he didn't agree with a lot of stuff maybe that Trump did. I mean, it doesn't make him a bad person.
No.
I just don't think he has the aggression that is needed to be a leader of the free world.
And I think sitting down with Biden, having a Coca-Cola and a moon pie would probably be a great time. He could tell some great stories. But the man does not need to be where he is right now.
No, he don't.
He's not a leader. He's probably a good person
he's got
to chat
issues
with.
that's obvious to the world. He has some cognitive issues. And the people who are allowing that to keep continuing to go on are just as much in the wrong,
I agree with that.
I mean, because that's just awful. Plus, it's putting our country in jeopardy. I'm sorry, it is.
Ooh, it does.
Yeah.
Scotty Ray and Candace, as we head toward 9 a.m., y'all stay close with us.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Well, if you got something dirty, visit with our friends Godwin, because they can make it look good in no time flat. Godwin Cleaning Services is what we're talking about. They got the latest equipment, fleet wash, and they can come to your home or business and make it look new again. As you'll see, the hospital there has a whole new, like a facelift. As you move to a home that's got the vinyl siding, these were popular some time ago to have the vinyl siding. Some homes have the brick and vinyl siding. Right. Have it cleaned. They can set you up on a schedule to where you no longer have to think about it. They'll mark it down and be there to handle it how many ever times a year you need it done. From roofs to, just getting your driveways done. They do all of this. Make it look new again, get rid of that old mildewy look. Again, they can put you on a schedule. Call them, 601-253-8262. Find out how affordable it is, even from window cleaning to getting your back porch put back to the way it should look and making your steps safe again and not slick. That old moldy stuff when it gets wet. It'll help you out. From a billboard to a scoreboard. They got all of that. It's Godwin Cleaning Services. 601-253-8262 is the number to call as they get you going and, making you look great again there.
Yes, they are good. I've told my mother she needs to get them to come and clean her place.
Yeah, as we look at some.
They do a great job.
They do. Mm-hmm. A Good Samaritan. We have another person, as we brought up, that 22-year-old that was in that food court that took out somebody. We learned that there's another Good Samaritan today in Indiana. The Glenn Beck was talking about, this story. Glenn Beck was talking about there was another instance to where an armed citizen, someone shot someone, and he stepped up to the plate. The national media doesn't play into that as well. They don't want to report things of that nature.
Right.
There are good people that see bad things happen and step into action. Also, did you see that where I posted yesterday of the guy that was delivering pizza at 2 in the morning? And he's taking a pizza somewhere and he passes a house and sees that it's on fire, jumps out of his car, kicks the door open and drags 5 people to safety?
No, I
was
did
like,
not see that.
whoa.
Mm-mm.
That's
great that he did that, though.
Yeah. Not everybody is willing to take that. God puts you in places at certain times for a reason.
Right.
And I'm glad he saved
Thank
those.
goodness, too, that people are are praising these people who are doing stuff like this because, you know, as we know, when we talked about yesterday, the lady who had her house shot up,
Yeah.
and her child was in there, and they were trying to kill her or somebody that was in the house, and then the protesters come after her because the guy was shot and killed by the police that was doing the shooting.
Where did this happen at?
I cannot remember what state it was in, but the lady is standing there yelling at the protesters saying, he almost killed me. He was shooting into my home. And then somebody in the crowd said, but he didn't shoot you.
I missed
But he
all-
didn't
I
kill you.
I
She said
missed
he
all
shot.
that.
She said my house is full of bullets. And they said, but you're not. Like, I mean, justifying this man doing this. So there's just craziness going on out there everywhere.
Thought I'd
But,
share this with you because if
right.
you've picked up a phone in the last 24 hours, you've seen this wedding go awry and all the way over in Hawaii. Have you seen this yet?
Goodness.
They were sitting there, and here it come, a big wave, and it wiped out their entire wedding. And the guy filming it was laughing about it, as whoever paid for that probably thought it was no laughing matter.
No. I mean, so I wonder if somebody can get really hurt.
Yeah. But Hawaii, beautiful setting, and the next thing you know, a wave just comes and takes it all away.
Those waves, just a small wave can knock you to the ground, you know.
They can.
That was a large one.
Let's see. We got time for maybe one more story here. Mickey Rooney, if y'all remember him, his oldest son has passed away at the age of 77. Mickey Rooney, he was a great actor. No longer with us there. Well, we're getting close to the top of the hour. Don't forget, Love Out Loud is still going on all across the Meridian areas as churches come together and go out and help the community. If you'd like to be a part of that, it all kicks off at Northcrest Baptist Church every morning around 8 a.m. You can show up late. Somebody will direct you to somewhere in town
Right.
where you can go help, where they pass out water, they help the elderly. They do so many things
The
for our community.
homeless. Yes, they do.
So check that out. Maybe you can be a part of that. And again, as always, if you've got a headline for us that you'd like for us to talk about, inbox us or email us. Scotty Ray, 1969 AOL. You can reach us that way or just simply inbox us.
That's right.
It's that simple.
But we enjoy your comments each and every day, and so
do.
keep them coming, you
Yeah.
know. But anytime you make a comment, if we don't get to it, it's not that we don't mean to.
That's correct.
We just are busy trying to do stories and everything all at one time.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
It's been a great time. We'll be back tomorrow morning beginning at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday right here at Fox 30. Thank you so much for being a part of that with us.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: